Welcome to my will core and generation guide for beginners. Let's get right to it. First will be the will core fierce attack, and I think it should be in every player's arsenal. It is just pure damage increase, and at max level 12 grants our characters 57% damage increase for the next 5 seconds, and the core skill has 15 seconds cooldown. You will know that the fierce attack buff is triggered once you see the yellow icon on your head, and you can also check it by clicking the buff icons below your character's health bar. The second will core is Slaughter. It works best when you attack players with health points 60% and below. Slaughter also drastically reduces their movement speed for a short while. At max level 12, additional damage ranges from 115% to 229% of attack, with a core skill cooldown of 8 seconds. The lower the health points your target has, the more damage you make. Sadly, it does not have any buff icon to notify us that it has been triggered. Well, let's just hope that it's doing its job. Third is God Bless, which is a defensive will core. We can't always go for pure offense because we might get bursted down by our opponents. At max level 12 and at 5 max stacks, you gain additional 25% for block and tenacity. For protection rate, it will be plus 12.5%. In addition, it also gives 20% damage reduction, which makes it insane. That is why I consider God Bless to be the best defensive will core in the game. Plus, it just stays active once you are in battle. The blue buff icon that you see is when God Bless buff is active. Fourth will be Rigidity. It grants 36% damage reduction for 4 seconds at max level 12. Once hit by an opponent 3 times in a row, you will gain a shield equal to 17% of your max HP lasting for 10 seconds. The condition for Rigidity activation would be to get hit 3 times so that the shield will be up. Let's try hitting this giant boss so you will see the shield buff. There we go. We get a notification on the buff list that Rigidity is active, and our character now has a visible spherical shield, which will absorb damage and will last for 10 seconds. For will generation, I will also give you 4 options. First is Soul Hunt. With 4 sets, hence level 4, you will gain 29% damage increase once your target is slowed, immobilized, or stunned. During PvP engagement, players usually start with crowd control skills to hold their targets down. That is why this has been a favorite will generation among players. Second is Break Free, at max set of 4. Once triggered, your character gains 15% critical rate increase and 54% critical damage increase lasting for 8 seconds. For trigger activation, please note that God Bless and Fighting will cores cannot trigger its effect. You can use Fierce Attack, Slaughter, or Rigidity to trigger it. As you can see, Fierce Attack was triggered, and it was then followed up by Break Free. Third is Plunder, which is my personal favorite. It grants the fairies the ability to do life steal for you, which enables you to last longer in battle. At max level, 22% of their damage dealt to your opponents will be converted to your HP. This generation stays active and does not have a cooldown, which is the same as Soul Hunt. The fourth one is Sprout of Flower. At max set level 4 grants fairies 83% damage increase with a penalty of 10% cooldown increase, which is not that bad in my opinion, but in return makes their ultimate fairy skills much more lethal. In this section, I will present the 3 best will core ratio you can do. First is 2 or 2 sets of the same core type. I will not be elaborating much more on this because I think it is very much self-explanatory. You can just pause the video if you wish to review the examples I have written below. Next is 3:1 ratio, or 3 of the same is to 1 of different type. And last is 2:1 or 2 of the same, and 2 sets of different core types. The reason why we go for this ratios is because each of the 3 combos will allow you to attain minimum 1 core skill at max level 12. Among the 3, you should aim for the first ratio, which is 2, meaning you can achieve 2 max level 12 core skills. This is the end of my short tutorial video on will cores and generation for beginners. This is Maximus once again. I hope you learned something new. Happy gaming!